Aloha and good morning. I'm traveling through a town called Waimea, which is about 3,500 feet high, which is, remember, this is an island, the big island of Hawaii. This mountain goes up really high. And I'm transitioning, because that's what our lecture's on today, I'm transitioning up to a higher, I gotta pop my ears, a higher layer of different energy. Okay, and this is the parable. You know, your body easily changes to what you swim in. Let's say if it's cold water, your body changes, tries to change to the cold water. If it's in hot water, your body gets pushed into changing to the hot water. If I'm in an area that has less oxygen in it, because I'm living at 7,000 feet, then my body's going to make more red blood cells so I can transition to that environment, that terrain. So once you get that idea down, transitioning your lifestyle is very easy to do. You just have to, sort of let your body go through its transition. And of course, in order for you to have a transition to a better lifestyle, well, that means that you have to have more awareness. So awareness is very smart in these times. At everywhere we look, we're just getting bombarded with information, bombarded with what we're missing or what we should have, or if you have this, well, I have a special potion for you, or live this way, live that way, getting pulled to the left, pulled to the right, Democrat, Republican, different religions, just conflict and dysfunction. So in order for us to really, transition to a better life, you definitely have to change your toxicity load in your body. No matter what layer you're at, okay, it doesn't matter. So if you've seen some of our other lectures, you'll know that we have a pyramid. And no matter where you're on the pyramid, you can still advance yourself. As you move up the pyramid, there's more things to optimize, more things to enhance, more things to upgrade. At the very bottom, well, there's a lot of things to upgrade and enhance and optimize, but you're only going to do what you can, because if not, it's too overwhelming for you. So, try to really, do baby steps at a time, and do what you can do as far as transforming yourself to a cleaner life. Remember, I call this lifestyle the supernatural lifestyle. And that means that it's a supernatural lifestyle. It's a naturalistic lifestyle. And it's deep beyond that, but it's naturalistic, which means no chemicals, hormones, antibiotics, synthetics, any of these things that basically get put into our food chain. Okay? And in order to understand the naturalistic part, you have to have awareness. That's why we call it the supernatural. It's above natural. And really, learning the principles and protocols of terrain modification is an antidote to your sanity, especially if you've got a lot of toxicity in your life. And most of us do. And of course, unconsciously, we have no idea that we do have this toxicity, these contaminants, these electromagnetic fields, a lot of the things that we eat and or don't eat. Sometimes vegans or vegetarians, they stopped eating flesh, but that's, not just the game. You have to do more than that. You have to make sure that your body has the correct fuel and requirements that it takes to be able to really live vital, not just survive. And remember, transitioning doesn't mean that you have to pick a new religion. It doesn't mean that you have to pick a new world, okay? You don't have to jump in this, the layers that we see, fruitarianism, vegetarianism, veganism. They're all sort of, ovo, lacto, vegetarianism. They're just a lot of different names for different groups. Personally, what I do is morally, I do not want to kill anything for my existence. I've just grown out of that idea. I don't need to wake up tomorrow and say to myself, what am I going to kill to stay alive tomorrow? And I'm talking about a breathing, sentient being that has a consciousness just like us, that has eyes just like us, smell, nose, touch, taste. Okay? I don't need to destroy that. I'm living on a harmonic zoo. And even though there's a lot of disharmony, I don't have to follow the rest of the pack. I don't need to wake up in the morning and worry about what I'm going to kill. Okay? So I don't have blood. And that's my layer. Okay? I don't have any blood or any flesh in my diet. Real simple. You do have to transform. Your body has to go through many transformations I call molds. But as you do, you'll find out that your mind's clarity becomes so different, so much more advanced, so much more. The clarity that you can't pay for. Clarity. And clarity is when you clean up a lot of the toxicity, the contaminants, you hydrate yourself with the correct mineralized and unmineralized water so you can take stuff out and put it back in. And really cutting down on your toxicity in your household, in your office, in all these different areas that we have no idea that are there. So we just did a video this morning on the booby traps of some things you may not know about, including incense. Most incense is super toxic. Even though it sounds cool and it's a religious practice for many, for meditation and so forth, prayer. Unless it's clean stuff, what are you doing? It's a booby trap. Okay? People don't want to poison themselves, but for some reason, there are certain substances that we use that are when burned, very toxic because it goes up into the air into smoke. Breathe it in and it's like injecting it into your blood. It's very toxic versus just even touching it or even eating it, in fact. So, transitioning, remember, is the smartest thing that anybody can actually say that they're doing. You're not cutting anything out, you're just transitioning and upgrading and optimizing and enhancing. It makes your mind feel that what it's going to do is better than cutting out a bunch of stuff, than taking away a lot of things. Okay, no, you're going to exchange things. You're going to upgrade them, optimize and enhance. Remember, that sounds cool to me. And in time, you will see that this change will be the best change that you've ever done, ever. And this is what happened to me. In my own personal journeys, searching for my health and for patients' health, for different people that came in to seek my professional opinion on many different issues, including musculoskeletal disease issues when I was practicing, to simple things like skin fungus, or losing your hair, or just overweight, diabetic. What do I do? Okay. Neuromusculoskeletal, all the back problems and neck problems and headaches. You know, that's not good. It's very dysfunctional to have these things in our life, at least consistently. Once in a while, of course, you're going to get what you're going to get, and hopefully you learn that what if you had this ailment all the time, like I had in my back for about 5 years. This is the reason I learned a lot of regeneration. This is the reason being why I learned a lot of the techniques of detoxification. This is the reason I learned a lot of the ideas behind sickness, which is toxicity, which leads to parasites, which leads to further contamination by the feces and urine and all the different energy fields that are in your natural energy field. These are unnatural beings, unnatural things which have no benefit to the host whatsoever. Remember, parasites are different than the worms that live in your stomach. The worms that live in your stomach, if you're eating like a heathen, then they're doing you a favor. They're cleaning up. Just because you have a few roundworms in your stomach only means that you're possibly eating a lot of cooked foods. And everybody that has an extended belly, remember we did a video on that. What could the big beer belly be? They're not pregnant, we know, because they're male. But what could it be? Could it be that extension is not just body fat, but it's a ballooning and swelling and inflammation of the intestinal tract because of the host of a myriad of different types of parasitic creatures? Okay? A host of different myriad species. There are a lot of parasites on this planet. Supposedly 90% of the species on this planet are parasitic. It's a lot of parasites. And if your body has the vibration or the resonance, or it has the open door to let these in, okay, then they will live where they can. That's why transition is important. That's why it's really important too to go to the hospital and look at all the sick people. Look at the condition of the people actually taking care of the sick people, the doctors, the nurses, the therapists, and notice that they're not doing so good either. Notice when you go around town and you go to a regular supermarket and look inside people's baskets, okay, and see what they're buying, and then look at them and see what they're eating is what they're becoming. It's very simple. Okay, you are what you eat, think, see, do, say, and you are what you eat. It's very, very truthful, especially if you have body fat. You've got a lot of sugar going into your system, a lot of processed carbs. These are yeast, mold, fungus, and candida parasites that are in everybody. Remember, 100 million diabetics, 100 million obese people in the United States. I just can't believe that. I don't understand. Unless we're being farmed, okay, for sickness, then they're doing a good job. But if it's just happenstance that there's 100 million diabetics, 100 million obese people, which means there's 100 million people 30 pounds plus overweight. Can't even think again like that. 200 pounds, remember, a year the average person consumes of sugar. 40 gallons a year of soda. I'm not having either of those quotas. In fact, I don't have any soda. And I don't have any commercially bought sugar except for the sugar I use in my ferments, which they're not going into me, they're going into my bacteria that I'm growing as a farmer to be able to ingest. And I'm using the sugar as fuel instead of using the sugar when I eat it to be able to harbor and colonize billions per square centimeter of these creatures that live underneath our skin that we call body fat. So transitioning the amount of toxicity in your body, transitioning the amount of liquid that you can hold and pass through you. That's why you learn in the sauna series that we have. Okay, I've got like 30 videos. Learn them all, watch them all. Okay, it is important to understand the psychology of why we have become who we've become. It's very important to understand this. We have become only what we've become because we've been bamboozled in many different directions in our physical, mental, ethereal bodies. And cumulatively, if each of these bodies and or these bodies, known or unknown, it doesn't matter. It's just that we have multiple bodies. You do have an emotional body, and if you're getting emotional all the time because the system's got full of drama, your friends are drama, they're diseased, toxic, it means they have drama in their life. The more drama you have in your life, the more toxicity you have in your life, just to let you know. It just goes hand in hand. And the person that has the toxicity can't see it within their own selves. That's the best part about poisons. They cannot be seen by the person that has them. And others that have this poison in them also cannot see They'll argue with the people with poison. But the ones that have less poison will say, what's the matter with you? Something's not right. Yeah, your emotional body is being overtaken by your toxic physical body, which can't weigh and measure beyond reacting too quick without thinking. So remember, transitioning is the game. Wherever you're at right now, and you do have to take out the toxic fillings in your mouth. It's one of the terrain modification protocols. Oh, we're going up higher right now. We're at 3,800 feet here. Big volcanic cinder mountains all around me here. Wow. So, when you transition from the standard American diet just to the healthier food diet, that's a massive change just in itself. And massive meaning that the amount of toxicity that you will have less in your body, and the amount of sugar that you will have, remember, from a standard American diet, which is, that's where the 100 million obese people and sick people are with the diabetes. They're in the standard American diet, almost 95% of them. If you live in this area, and we have many lectures on it, which go through each of the layers very in-depthly, you'll see that you'll want to move your way up the ladder when you can by getting yourself aware of where you need to go by using reason and logic, not just being pushed into it, not just being blindly going into where you're supposed to be going. No, it's because you're becoming now reasonable and logical, because you're investigating and you're now also seeing truths by other people that have followed these protocols, practices, other people that are going to share with you different types of things that you couldn't actually ever imagine, okay, about a lot of things in our world. It's good for you to learn them. Don't shy away from them. You need to see why there's certain types of contaminants in our food. It's not just because it's cheap. And it's up to you not to complain. Remember, it's the school here. Navigate it. Sidestep it. As a Marine, okay, as they say, okay, you need to, you know, improvise. That's their number one mantra, is to improvise. Improvise to the terrain. And or, instead of improvise to the terrain, how about, why don't you improvise to the terrain that you wish to be? So you go from the standard American diet, you go to the healthier food diet. Going to a health food store doesn't mean that it's all healthy. Healthier Foods is the health food store. Most of the products still in there, they're only in the healthier food category. Their packages are not good, full of bad packaging that leach into the foods. A lot of the companies still sell things in cans loaded full of bisphenol A. Okay, sodas still, even though they're better for you, they're still sealed in toxicity because of the way they package them. Just a lot of confusion, because organic doesn't mean that it's non-genetically modified. Okay, seedless watermelon that's organic is still seedless watermelon. It cannot pre-produce, it's GMO, and it was grown organically, okay, but it's still GMO. So it confuses people. People go, oh, it's organic. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't. So now, going from the, remember, again, standard American diet, it's where most everybody's standard American, where most everybody's living. They go to the healthier food diet, and then from there, they start getting smarter and find out that most of the food that even in this layer is super toxic. Super toxic. So it's way less toxic than the other layer that you just came from, standard American diet. Remember, anything goes in that layer. Chemicals, pesticides, insecticides, herbicides, all conventionally made foods. So when you go to Whole Foods and it says conventional, conventional means anything goes. It's legal. And that means anything goes. I'm a farmer, let me tell you. You should see the things they spray. You should see the fertilizers that they use that are made from crude oil, made from petroleum-based products. Again, once you go from the standard American diet, you go to the healthier food diet. The next level is going to organic foods. Organic foods are supposed to have way less pesticides, insecticides, herbicides, fungicides, chemicals, and they're supposed to use natural fertilizers instead of chemical fertilizers. Okay, made from crude oil again. So, you know, and also if it's organic, they don't dip in all the different potatoes, and you wouldn't believe everything that they dip in this stuff called bud nip. And bud nip makes it so the plants can't start growing. Like onions or potatoes or sweet potatoes, they won't grow because they're dipped in bud nip, which makes them so they are chemicalized, and all of a sudden it stops all their growing. But it's good for business because you can keep them a lot longer. So again, then once you go to standard American diet, healthier foods to superfoods, organic foods, and I just gave you the next level. The next level is superfoods. Superfoods are all heirloom. Organic doesn't mean they're heirloom. Heirloom means that they have not been manipulated from Monsanto, from genetically engineering the plants to be able to maybe have opiates in them, or to be able to make them so they will never be able to reproduce themselves. Why would you want to eat those things? You are what you eat. You think that that's smart to eat sterile foods, or foods that actually have opiates that have been spliced in them, and you're feeding your children these? And oh, you don't do drugs, you don't smoke, but you eat wheat, corn, or soy. Look up wheat/opiates, and you'll find out that there's opiates in your wheat, corn, and soy. There's high fructose corn syrup. There's mercury in high fructose corn syrup. Navigate it. Don't eat it. Don't use it. Okay? There's phosphoric acid in the colas. There's natural flavors, and even the good potato chips. That's MSG. Natural flavors in all the colas. Okay? All the sodas. It's MSG. I mean, there's about 25 names for MSG, and once you start getting smarter, remember, you go from standard American diet, you go to healthier foods, then you go to organic foods, then you go to superfoods. And of course, you want to get superfoods? Go to Earthshift. We have them all wholesale. Got it all lined up for you to make it easy so you can upgrade yourself, not just with foods, but with personal care products. Okay, change your bathroom over to a non-toxic bathroom. Change your shampoos, your pots, your pans. Okay, do a lot of different things that are very simple to do. My ears are plugging again. We're at 4,000 feet here. Okay, so once you get into the superfoods, then the next layer you want to get into is medicinal foods, nutri-medicinal foods, highly medicinal, nutritional foods. Let food be thy medicine, and let medicine be thy food. These are the layers of health that I'm playing in. Organic, nutritional, medicinal layers. And these are very, very smart layers for you to play in. This is where a lot of your Ayurvedics come in. These are a lot of your herbs come in, spices. This is a lot of where your probiotics come in, live fermented foods. This is where your life force of live foods, not just raw food, but live food starts to come in. Okay, raw food can be taken, remember, in any category. But is it raw food that's full of pesticides? Is it raw food that's been sitting in your refrigerator for a week? Is it raw food that's coated in bud nip? Okay, come on. So raw food is a piece. It's only full of enzymes. Remember, when you have live food. Raw food, most of it, once you put it in the refrigerator for a while, that's way better than the cooked food, but it still has a lot of problems because it doesn't have the life force in it. It has minimal life force, but it has 1,000 times more life force than anything you cook. So juicing has way more life force, okay, than buying a head of lettuce, keeping it in the refrigerator for 4 or 5 days and thinking that that food has life force in it. I grow my own food now. That's the reason being why I love my garden. Okay, I love my garden. I go out and I pick exactly what I'm going to eat. 30 minutes later, I'm eating food that tastes completely different than food I've ever had before, and full of life force, and my brain is so happy. All the water that's in these foods, these plants, are distilled water. That's why I drink water that's distilled water. The rain that comes down is distilled water. Okay, it's the way the earth works to be able to cleanse the planet. I found the way to cleanse me is using distilled water. I also add minerals to it, but I use the distilled water in our protocols and detoxification techniques that we do up at the farm here in Hawaii, where people come up for a minimum of 21 days, and you terrain modify yourself in as many departments as you can before you get here, and then we go to the next layer once you're here, and when you leave, then you're ready to go to another layer. And that's what I call, you know, really doing a vacation for yourself, because you got to do a tune-up on your car. If not, your car will fall apart, and you already know that. When's the last time you did a tune-up on your kidneys? Did some advanced IV therapies like ethylene diamine tetracetic acid, which is an IV drip that specifically works on calcifications in your arteries, heavy metals that have accumulated different directions, different parts of us, okay? Different protocols that you would use once you take these substances to be able to soften up your body and break up a lot of this stuff so it can get out. Okay, so 50 grams of vitamin C, alpha lipoic acid, glutathione, all these different advanced IV therapies, which are, I found, very life-changing for anybody. Why wait till you're sick? We don't treat anybody that has sicknesses. Your sicknesses is only because of a dysfunction that you have between many different parts of you that now needs to be upgraded. Remember, your liquids, your minerals, your sunlight, cleaning your skin, putting back in nutrients. But once you take out garbage, now you have space. There is protocols here, there is understandings. So to finish off this little lecture here, transitioning is very simple. It's very easy. Wherever you're at, it doesn't matter. Like I said, if you're from the standard American diet, great. Change your shower filter. Start changing your oils, your salts, okay, your sugars. Start cutting down on your sugars. Start cutting down on your processed foods. Start cutting down on things that you buy in bags that are processed. In bags that are processed. Okay, you have to be very smart about this. So, you know, your body's total microbial makeup, most of it needs to be, 90% of it needs to be the good bacteria that keep us clean and healthy and vital. And 10% of you, maximum, okay, should be alternative bacteria that really don't help us in any way. They're called pathogenic bacteria. And if we've got enough bacteria, okay, whoops, my water just flipped out because I'm already here right now. I'm in the farm because of the pressure here. It just popped out we're 4,000 feet here. And I'll show you what it looks like here. This is inside the farm here. All eucalyptus. This is all private in here. You have to go through a gate I just went through, and people have all animals through here. It's a private farm with about 3,000 acres. It's not open to the public, and people retire up here and they live with their animals. And what a beautiful, beautiful place. It's at 4,000 feet. It's outside of Waimea. And you can see everybody has horses here. Okay, big open pastures. And it's a new community. And it's not cheap in here, that's for sure. People that live up here are very private. See the horses there? And bah! I can hear them all bang. Bah! And there's turkeys running around everywhere up here. Quail, grouse. We've got about 20 miles of horse trails here. It's beautiful. It's called Waikiki Ranch. And like I said, people live up here because they want to live in nature. And this isn't like Beverly Hills, where everybody's trying to outdo each other. As you can see, everybody's got the same gates, fences. There's no outdoing each other here. Everybody here, we're living here, okay? We're not showing off. we're living. And it's a beautiful thing to be able to live in nature. And like I said, I love Hawaii because Hawaii is so magnificent. Look at these horses here. Hey guys. So, I'm gonna go out with the horsies there for a sec. Hey guys. Come and see me. Hi guys. Beautiful animals. Hey guys. Come and see me. Hi. Oh, hi baby. Hi baby. Oh, hi sweetie. Hi baby. Oh. Oh, you want some loving too? Hi baby. Oh. Look at these guys. Oh, I love horses. They're such majestic, beautiful animals. Hi guys, can you smell me? Here, smell me. Yeah, I don't have any flesh as far as they can smell flesh coming out of me. I'm a vegetarian like you. Yeah, actually, no flesh in this body. And I know you guys don't eat flesh either. You're so beautiful. Okay, I love these guys. That's, for me, I love animals. Okay, animals are the most special gift when you live on the planet. So, oh, you smelling me, licking me? So why would you want to hurt any animal? People eat horse meat, people eat goat meat, people eat everything. They're our friends. Oh, you guys. Oh, look at me, huh? Oh, yeah. Oh, look at him, look at me. Hi, baby. Oh, yeah, because I'm talking about you guys. Yeah. And they can feel my love for them. Okay? I love animals. Remember, I take care of birds and turtles and reptiles just to study them, just to see their magnificence. Just makes me want to, you know, understand them more because they're so beautiful creatures. They don't live in the past, they live in the present. And of course, not so much in the future either. So, you know, we as humans, we're pretty dysfunctional. We hold from the past. We can never live in the present because we're going too quick. Can't smell the flowers, smell the coffee, as they say. And we don't really guide ourselves for the future, so we're sort of a schism of loss. So, as you can see, they're eating just like healthy animals. They're eating grass-fed, okay? They're eating live grass right here. And this is when you start eating live food like this, you get healthy. Look at these horses, how beautiful they are. They're not like the horses in California where they're all skinny eating alfalfa. And their disposition is so beautiful. Oh, baby. Hi, sweetie. Oh. Hi, baby. Their disposition, look at this, is so beautiful. Why? It's because they're healthy here. If you're healthy, your disposition will also become beautiful. It's the way it works. And if you're not healthy, then your disposition, you're aggro, as I say, aggravated, you're frustrated, okay? You're not nice to yourself and you're not nice to anybody else. So, oh, what a pretty boy. Okay. So transitioning, again, is very special when we understand that as you transition, okay, to a better life, and remember, eating live food like the animals do. When you eat dead food, okay, just like they feed to the cows, okay, and the horses and so forth, these animals all have colic and they get stomach problems and they wind up getting fat and parasites. Why? Because they're eating cooked food or dead food. And what kind of cooked food are they? The alfalfa. It's cut. It's not green. It has no life force in it. It's all dry. Okay, it's too strong. So there's nothing better than having live food. And once you upgrade to that layer, you'll find out that live food is, you know, where you're going to stay. Why? Because you don't need to eat that much of it, first of all. And number two, your whole life depends on your energy field of chi, or life force, or prana. So the more direct way you can put chi, prana, and life force in you, then the healthier and vital you will become. All I can tell you is that I'm 55 years old and I feel so good. better than when I was 20 because I had too much mental schism. Okay? Feel more complete and more at ease with everything as far as understanding my purpose in life is not to destroy. Look at the burrows. Hey guys, not to destroy anything, but is actually really to see the magnificence in everything. To see the magnificence of everything. Look at all the turtle. See the big turkeys right there on the lawn. Turkeys everywhere here. Look at them. And there they're eating grass, and they can fly. Okay, so just to tie this up here, the whole idea is for you to go up the ladder smartly. Remember Jacob's ladder. Go up to a better part of the ladder. Why? Because you can see more. The higher you go up on the ladder, guess what? Gives you a better vantage point, doesn't it? Makes you so you can see better. Makes you so you can really see a different angle of engagement. So this is what the idea or the parable to Jacob's ladder is, or the stairway to heaven, or just the yellow brick road. As you rise up to a higher existence, a more vital lifestyle, then you start to want to live more in nature, and you will be just, I don't know, how do you say it? I don't need that much exterior. Look at the birds right here. These are all grouse. This is our farm right here. Got about 60 acres right here. Big horse arena, log cabins, beautiful place. And, you know, living in nature is, like I said, is such a beautiful thing. And it is only a beautiful thing when you become healthy. If you like the city, it's because most likely you're not too healthy. I can tell you that. Okay? And it's not just healthy like you think physically. It's healthy in your mind. Are you connected to nature or not? So, okay, I got to open up the gate to get in here to the farm here. You can see, look at behind me here. Look at all the sheep here. What a bunch of beauties. Let's go see these guys for a sec. I just like to show you. I just like to see all the beautiful animals. And look at them, babies. Hey guys, what's up? Bah. Hi guys. Bah. Bah. Hi. Bah. Hi baby. Oh, what a nice baby. All the animals, okay, they sense you when you love them. Oh, licking me. Oh, nice baby. Hi, sweetie. Okay, they do. Oh, look at this one. This is Mama. She's pregnant. Oh, hi, baby. Oh, hi, baby. Oh, sweetie. Oh, look at these guys. Okay. The animals love me. They love my vibration. They just do. And, oh, babies. Oh, I never even met you guys before. Oh, you love your daddy, don't you? Hi, baby. Could rip out the side of my face or pull off my ear right now, okay? They're just loving me, okay? And this one here, the grass is always greener on the other side of the fence because he's got a lot of grass on that side, but he's happy right now. He's on this side. Okay, I just want to show you. And once you really just see the miracle of life actually does, it talks to you, and it wants to integrate with you. And what better feeling is there to be able to integrate with such what's a good way to say it? Such a virgin animal. All the animals are virgin. They're minds. They haven't been, okay, they're not under the stress of making money. They're not under the stress. The only stress they're under is to get food. And if you can see here, these guys have all the food they want, all the water they want. They're living. There's no coyotes here. There's no predators in Hawaii. So they're living a life that if I was a goat, you bet you. You can see she's a mama right now with her babies. Look at the babies over here. Hey guys, come over, see. Come here, baby. Hi. Hi, baby. Hi. Come on, baby. Okay, just want to show you this little guy one more time. Okay, what a beauty. Again, the videos that I'm doing for you, they're only just to really show you the truth. Okay, my journey is my journey, but a lot of people that have taken a similar journey to mine, let me tell you, all they do is praise the lifestyle that they're on right now. They praise it. Why? It's because they finally have got sanity. They finally found an antidote to living smart and healthy. Okay? So, okay, unlocking the gate here. And, you know, it's a smart move always to be able to transition. As you're transitioning and moving up in higher vibration with foods, it's very important to exercise. It's very important to go into nature. It's very important to get away from the toxicity of the city. It's very important to go on a ride. Okay, get a lot of inner work, reading. Okay, spend some time by yourself. It's very important to do that as you upgrade. Okay, we're going into the farm here now. You can see how beautiful it is. And this is all fenced off. We've got about 20 different pastures in here. We've got about 20 head of cattle. They have a friend in here. He helps us keep down the grass with his beautiful grass-fed. They're all babies, all mamas, all babies. And here's the stable right here. This is a big indoor arena, horse arena. And this is a very, very cool place. It took about 10 years to build. And it's got a huge log cabin that was built in British Columbia. There's the guest house right there. Okay, that's all made out of log cabin. That's where I stay when I come up here. And then there's the main house. Another set of gates here. And this place is huge though. It's got big generators right here on it. And just a magnificent place. So I'm coming up here right now just to do a little terrain modification. We're painting everything here and we're fixing a lot of things just like you do to your body, just like you do to anything. Remember, terrain modify yourself. What am I doing here? Am I ripping stuff down? No, I'm terrain modifying. I'm trimming trees. We're painting things. We're upgrading. We're maintaining. Same as your body. Okay? Same as your body. If you can get that, you know, if you're a mechanic, if you're anybody, a carpenter or anything, all you're trying to do is optimize. And so learning the techniques that I've been doing for 40 years, okay, has helped, like I said, really hundreds of thousands of people from around the planet. Real simple. Why? Because they're just simple things. Okay? Try them, upgrade yourself, and slowly work up the ladder. And as you do, like I said, you'll see. There's nothing, money cannot buy an elevation of consciousness, an elevation of the way we see the world. It just doesn't. And there's nothing better than getting up in the morning and feeling so good, okay? And feeling like you want to not tackle the world, that you want to love the world, okay? It's a whole different feeling. So, okay, here we go. And maybe I'll just give you a quick little view right here. And undo this gate here. And like I said, we're up at 4,000 feet here, and it's super beautiful. You know, it's about probably 80 degrees, 75 degrees right now. And you can see all the different buildings that are here. This is the guest house here. Like I said, it's my beautiful little house. I come up here to stay. Those are big stables for horses and animals. And this is the main log cabin house, which is so beautiful inside, let me tell you, overlooking the ocean over there. And the property goes way over the mountain that way and way down this way, and about maybe close to a mile down the hill there. Okay, again, we're terrain modifying this whole place here. As the same thing that you would do. Pick and choose what you can handle. And if you can, remember, try to do this as a family affair. This isn't something you do yourself. You may want to try it yourself first, but if you're in a family, you're the one controlling the food supply. You're the one controlling if you get a shower to chlorinate or not. You're the one controlling the salts, oils, and sugars and foods and different things. Okay, so, you know, take charge of yourself. Take charge of your household. You know, just, again, upgrade. Okay, that's it. We'll see you next time. Aloha.